In 2012 or so, council decided that it wanted to sell the OY lot. To do this, we retained a broker, and the broker took in a number of different proposals. Those proposals were all keyed off of the original appraisal amount of $4.2 million. Those appraisals involved a number of folks from the community, including Mr. Dahlman's group, who eventually purchased the site, but also third parties from outside the community who were interested in building units such as a hotel on the site. If I recollect correctly, the second place by offeror, gave an offer of $5.2 million and a pledge to build a hotel on the site. Mr. Dahlman's team gave us an offer of $5.25 million along with a pledge to build a property that included a number of different features. That included large plate office, that included open space, that included a grand fountain, that included residential, and included underground parking. During the course of the conversation surrounding the decision, it was requested that Mr. Dahlman, as he moves forward, incorporate his pledge to use this property into the deed for the property, to bind him, if you will, to put forth a site plan, to put forward a building that met the goals, that met the elements that he identified in his communication to the city. Those elements were eventually included in the deed, along with what the purchaser, what Mr. Dahlman identified as an appropriate amount of time, a sufficient amount of time to bring forward a building, to bring forward a site plan to build a building that would meet those various conditions. That time has passed. That time, I guess, was initially January 2018. However, due to his desire to conduct additional environmental review of the site, council at the time extended that to April 18. And here we are today. At April 18, the parcel, we have not received the site plan, which identifies the elements of the included in the deed, and so the right of the city to repurchase the land springs into action. And that is that right that we are discussing today. The right of the city to repurchase the land is per that initial agreement, per the deed which Mr. Dahlman's group acquiesced to, is at a price of $4.2 million. The site plan, the parcel has over the course of time appreciated and now ranges in anywhere from 7 and change to 12 and change, with a 700 FAR parcel, a 700 FAR structure in accordance with D1 zoning being appraised as we, according to the appraisers retained by the city, at $9.8 million. In addition, if we are to exercise the right of reverter, if we are to exercise a purchase of the property, the city would have control over the property thereafter. The city would be able to determine the nature of the building built on the site, the use of the building built on the site, the design of the building built on the site. These are elements, in my view, that are appropriate and attractive and in the city's material interest. The city has a goal, I believe, of providing structures downtown that activate downtown, that provide what the city needs. The city needs affordability, the city needs affordable housing, the city needs economic activity downtown. These are things that we are able to affect if we have control. And I believe that the exercise of that control by tendering the offer today would be to our material benefit.